Welcome to the Stevia Show. It's the Stevia Show, helping you expand on what you know. Throw in a meme of the week and a review of the screen, and to have a show that covers everything.
Hey, Team Stevia, and welcome to episode 77 of the Stevia Show.
A talk show podcast that covers pop culture, world news, local artistry, and everything in between.
As always, from quarantine, this is Steven.
This is Lydia.
And we hope everybody is having a, final few weeks of mandatory social distancing. Things have been pretty good over here. And this should be our last social distancing episode until, something inevitable happens. So we will wait and see.
Right.
But we're excited for that. We want to thank you all for joining us on episode 76. It was a lot of fun, had some actually good news. But today we're back in the bad news for some of it. So we literally can't go 1 week without it, so I guess that's just the state of the world right now. So for the meme of the week, last week we did have Lydia as the edgelord in the Discord for a really good meme about what was it about? Oh, the Thanos meme. It was a Thanos meme.
The Thanos.
Yes. The small price to pay for salvation. So Daniel hasn't officially chosen a winner for OC Friday yet, but it's going to be me because there was nobody else. So the first
you are
meme,
the undisputed champion.
Right. So the first meme that I posted was Blake Westerby and I. He's one of my friends, good friend of the Stevia Show as well. We bought a box from GameStop for $35, and all it says is "You want this box," and it's this fish meme that says only someone stupid would fall for that, and then it says Steven and Blakeup, and then it's biting the bait, and then the other one I posted was this one of Jong Un, because as you will learn here in a second, he is indeed alive, and it says "Call an ambulance," and then he's pulling up with a revolver, and it says "But not for me." So those one of those two will be the meme of the week, so we will have to wait and see for that. And Lydia, you saw in your view, subpar TV show, correct?
Yeah, in my view, it is very subpar.
Okay.
Matt and I watched Outer Banks this weekend. It's 10 episodes. It's basically about a group of teenagers from the wrong side of the tracks stumble upon a treasure map that unearths a long buried secret. Now, from this description, you think, wow, it's going to be such a great adventure show.
Well, it's about treasure. Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay.
They stop looking for the treasure. Well, I'm not going to ruin it, but basically it just comes down to teenage drama and fist fights, and they're like 16-year-olds. And it's so annoying, and it's not realistic because their parents never even care about them. They're like, "Oh, you're back. I'm mad at you. You've been gone for 3 days." And you're like, "What? What do you mean? Like, why haven't you called the police?"
Right.
So I definitely wish this was more about the treasure and less about the teenage drama. It was not what I wanted it to be in a show. I feel like I wasted 10 hours of my life. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 68%, but the audience has given it an 89%. I will say Matt really liked it, but I just did not like it at all.
Okay. Now can I ask a question? So it's called The Outer Banks.
Yes.
Is it set in North Carolina by chance?
Yes, it is.
Oh, boom. There we go. Because it's a geographical oddity called the Outer Banks, oftentimes shortened to OBX. Really weird group of islands off the coast of North Carolina. So cool. That's the only
so
thing.
they live on one of the islands.
Okay. But the treasure isn't the focus then. Because the treasure would be the exciting part.
Well, you would think that it was. For a few episodes it is, and then it just is stupid.
This almost sounds like a really bad attempt to rip off of Stand By Me. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's a very good movie. It's actually a Stephen King book, and it's one of his ones that aren't. It's not horror based, but it's a really good story about treasure. But it's more about the journey along the way. So it's basically sounds like it's a lot better version of Outer Banks. So I would suggest watching Stand By Me. It's really good.
Okay, good, because I need something after that.
Okay, yeah, it's really good, and it's kind of in the same vein in terms of like a group of teenagers going on an adventure, but this one in Stand By Me, like they actually become like adults through the process. So that's basically it. Yeah, the boys are my dogs are squeaking over here.
They're playing.
Yep,
They're
playing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. You heard it here first. COVID-19 update. So what's going on?
Let's do it. So as of May 3rd, 2020, we have 3,502,123 cases worldwide and 247,207 deaths. Here in the United States, we have 1,156,924 cases and 67,498 deaths. And the US has done over 7 million tests. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. And it sounds like, I mean, if you were to round up the 7 million to 7,156,000, it would almost make it to where only 1 out of every 7 tests is positive, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's kind of good. That's kind of good news. So hopefully,
It's better.
Yeah, hopefully things keep getting better. But as states are reopening, that is yet to be seen. Oh, and also, sorry, happy May the 4th. Today is Star Wars Day, so May the 4th be with you all.
May the 4th be with you.
So hopefully,
I hopefully have gotten up early and bought a cool Star Wars key off of the Disney shop.
a Star Wars key.
Yeah, they're super cool. I'll have to send a picture later, but Disney releases special edition keys, and they're always like when Toy Story Land opened, they had a Toy Story key, and they're just like little collectibles, but they're really hard to get because everybody wants them.
Gotcha. So they are a hot collector's item. Would you say they are more, they are rarer than pins?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they only make like 1,000, and it's like first come first serve. Like people trade them online and stuff, but it's not. Yeah, you can't. It's definitely not like pins. And then they also release on May the 4th the Starbucks You've Been Here series mugs. So if you are watching on YouTube, you can see I have one from Disneyland right here next to me. They have made Star Wars versions of these mugs. So I'm gonna get the Hoth one.
Oh, rad. Okay. Are they going to sell those in Hollywood Studios then, or just kind of all over in Orlando?
Well, they're just selling them online right now for May the 4th.
Gotcha.
But they'll probably be at the Starbucks in Hollywood Studios, I would assume.
Awesome. The one right off whenever you first enter, it's on the right. So that's cool. All right. So moving on with the docket today. So as you may have seen in the news, there have been armed protests in Michigan over COVID-19 bans. So basically people are confusing safety with oppression. So what's new?
Yes.
And so basically PBS reported on May the 3rd that Governor Gretchen Whitmer, I think it's kind of unclear how to pronounce her last name, stated that the armed protests at the Capitol featured Confederate flags, nooses, as well as swastikas. So I think it's pretty safe to say that these are some far alt-right wackadoos that are protesting. And
well, what's the point of bringing nooses and swastikas?
Well, because they're racist, Lydia, and they want to show everybody they're racist. I think that's probably
ridiculous.
Part of it. And then some of the protesters,
like they're not even like protesting against that. They're literally protesting against being staying at home. So there's no reason for them to be racist about it.
There's no reason, but these people are idiots. And then also some of the protesters made it to the Senate gallery at the Michigan Capitol in Lansing, Michigan, where a senator said that armed men shouted at her. Now you can see all of these photos and videos from these various protests, and they're all mostly white people who have these guns and they're yelling at police. And it's funny because those are probably the very same people who are very vehemently about Blue Lives Matter. And then now all of a sudden, since it impacts them, they're yelling at the police. And I can't help but wonder, what would it be like if these armed patriots, quote unquote, were any other skin color than white? I guarantee you it would spell bad news.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like I was just sitting here.
It's completely crazy that it's so sad that if somebody else from a different color were to show up on Capitol Hill with a gun, that they probably would be shot at.
Oh, 100%. And then the other thing is that I was thinking about the protesters, if they, maybe were traditional, Muslim individuals who had who had the hijabs and whatnot. And then that would be plastered all over the media as
Oh, yeah.
like terrorism reaches the home, but like these people are still domestic terrorists. They just happen to be white, so we don't call it that, which is so
Right.
stupid. So if you're showing up to the Capitol building, any Capitol building, with firearms to protest anything other than real tyranny, I mean, there's no Holocaust going on in Michigan. Like that is something
Isn't that not the craziest thing? It's just the
Right.
craziest thing.
And like, why would you bring guns for face masks? It's so like, like the,
Well, yeah. What's the point? You can't use a gun.
right, because
Why are you showing it off?
yeah, it's the same thing about like people who have like dualies on their trucks, but they have no reason to have the extra power behind it.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. And we do have sad news coming out of the Flint area. If you want to sadly tell the tale.
Yeah, according to the Detroit Free Press on May 2nd, a Flint, Michigan security guard lost his life due to a confrontation regarding his store's mask policy. A woman spit in his face and then had a family member come back to kill him. He was shot in the head.
Yeah, I think this gentleman was only 43 years old. Lost his life for protecting, or not protecting, but for basically saying, "Hey, can you put a mask on?" He worked at a Family Dollar up in Flint, Michigan, and he died because of it. That is literally how insane these people are. And I try not to use the word insane lightly because it's kind of got like a negative connotation behind it. But if you're gonna kill somebody over your right to not wear a mask, you are the lowest of the low. Like that is just yeah, that's horrible.
I mean, just put a mask on,
Yeah, exactly. And coming back to Oklahoma, of course, because we couldn't avoid it. So we had so we had threatening calls made to Stillwater, Oklahoma City Council, as well as essential workers over their mask policy. So the Oklahoman, which is Oklahoma City's newspaper, reported on May the 1st that independent Stillwater Mayor Will Joyce amended an emergency proclamation requiring masks to be worn by residents. The mayor changed the wording of the proclamation from required to strongly encouraged for all residents. The mayor also said that the order had to be changed in just 3 hours after businesses began to reopen due to, quote, store employees being threatened with physical violence and showered with verbal abuse, as well as one threat made with a firearm that was mentioned, and store workers are still required to wear face coverings. And if this isn't in my opinion, if this isn't the epitome of the may I speak to the manager crowd, I don't know what is. One, God bless essential workers. If these people are complaining so much about wearing face masks and not being able to work, get an essential job. Like that's all I have to say.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Because if you're fed up about it, and then also if you are going to be mad at the retail workers for following a policy that the government put in place, you are misplacing your anger. Just like that person in Flint who needlessly lost his life for something that literally he had no authority over. Like it's not like it was the security guard at Family Dollar's policy to wear masks. It was the government's. So if you're going to protest anybody, of course, protest the government, but then you're still looking like a fool. But none of these real life, you and I type of people need to catch hell for it.
Well, right. And then also, if you go into a store and the owner says wear a mask, then A, put your mask on, or B, go to a different store if you don't agree with the mask policy. Because once again, we do live in America, and if somebody owns a store and says everybody in my store is required to wear a mask, then the person shopping has to put the mask on or just leave. Why we got to be so mean about it?
Because we're Americans. We're
entitled, right?
We're entitled. Well, but allegedly, Lydia, you and I being millennials, we're the entitled snowflakes.
We are entitled.
Like, God forbid, I haven't had avocado toast in weeks due to this pandemic, and you don't see me going to the cafe, with my assault rifle saying, by God, I want my avocado toast because I'm an entitled snowflake. No, these are the people who are calling us snowflakes on the internet, saying I need a haircut. Bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna kill the government because I can't play golf or whatever.
Really, everybody who's protesting, all those pictures they're all people over the age of like 35.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I took the squeaky toy away from the dogs.
You got the squeak.
For those who didn't see it.
Is that a new one? That was a cactus. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, our friend Casey got it for Hogan for his first birthday, and he parades it around everywhere, so he really likes it.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. And in other news, okay, no, this one I think is all yours because we had conflicting reports about this last week.
We did. We both got to talk about both sides. So just an update for everybody. Kim Jong-un is alive. Conflicting reports can now be resolved. A video of Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un smiling at a completed fertilizer factory near the capital of Pyongyang, Politico reported on May 3rd. North Korean intelligence also reported that there is no indication that he had surgery or any sort of procedure.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering how all those rumors started, though.
Well,
kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, the problem with North Korea is one that they're North Korea, and two, and two, they have state-ran media. So it's very hard to track what exactly Kim Jong Un is doing, especially if their state media hasn't reported anything yet. So we've had to rely on a lot of different sources, and they're credible sources too. So you had like credible sources saying that he was dead, credible sources saying that he was alive, but until North Korea could ultimately confirm anything, there was, you couldn't draw a definitive conclusion. But now we can. Kim Jong-un is alive.
Yeah, because in North Korea, you can't have things like this podcast. Like that's not.
Oh no,
you can't have independent media. So
we'd get executed.
You just literally never know about North Korea.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of other things that are scary, is this next one is what did we do to deserve this? We didn't make it through one day of May without there being a potential new thing going on. So unfortunately, USA Today reported on May the 2nd that Asian giant hornets, again, Asian giant hornets have been spotted in the United States for the first time. This is an invasive species that is so far only limited to the Pacific Northwest. I think it was specifically in Washington. And at this time right now, they are calling the danger level as a low threat. But we've heard that before, notably with COVID-19, and then here we are. And these hornets kill up to 50 people a year in Japan due to the potency of their venom. And I think this is pretty fair to say that we have truly been forsaken.
So I was reading more on this hornet, and not only do they sting you, but they bite you. So if they bite you multiple times, that's how you die, is because they're attacking you in multiple ways. And these things are huge.
They're like
when
2
they say
inches
giant,
long.
They're 2 inches long. Like that's as long as your freaking index finger. Like that thing is, and it's like kind of chunky. But here's my thing about this is that there's no way that this wasp or this hornet could have flown from Asia to Washington. So that means that somebody had to have brought it over.
Right, and it was probably...
Think about that.
Yeah, it was probably inadvertently. It was how I would imagine this happening. But then again,
it's just a conspiracy.
But then again, I am not a biologist or whatever you want to, or whoever studies insects. I don't know what those people are called. But I could only imagine that it would have been like something on a shipping boat, and then they had a nest on there or something. I'm not too sure how this kind of stuff happens. But hopefully they get this contained.
Or
because
somebody from Asia is trying to, plot against the Americans again, and they brought boxes of giant hornets over on a ship.
I think we just ordered them from Amazon.
Sounds more likely.
I don't know. At this point, they just need to spray some Raid.
I can order them from Amazon.
Yeah. So at this point, they just need to take
one giant hornet, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like one nest of giant hornets because this is America and you cannot question my buying,
Yeah.
or
Just get
else,
it to my house, please.
Or else I'm going to march up to the Capitol with my assault rifle and say, "Hey, Governor Stitt, why can't I buy this invasive species?" Like that's freedom sucks so much sometimes, and for reasons like this. I love freedom as much as the next person, but showing up to your Capitol with firearms, I still can't get past that. But anyway, about the hornets, hopefully, like I said, they just take an airplane or a drone and just douse the area and raid. If we're all wearing masks anyway, we'll be fine. So just go ahead and stop it while we're ahead and while we have the opportunity to stop it, But We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So next up on the docket is Joe Biden looking at more than a dozen women as vice president.
Yes.
The Hill reported this on May 3rd. Biden is still not expected to announce his running mate until July. He needs to hurry up and pick Kamala Harris already, which is very true. We both love Kamala, and we hope that she is going to be the winner. And the media is still awfully quiet about Tara Reid.
Yeah, which is sad.
I have heard some stuff on the radio, but that's really about it. I think it's just hard to report on it if there's really no proof on it. So I just don't think he did talk about it and say he did deny it. I think that was either today or yesterday. He denied it. So he did bring it up and basically just was like, no, that didn't happen. And now here we are.
Yeah, but
still.
But the weird thing is the difference between Tara Reid and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Tara Reid has dates. Like, she actually remembers when this stuff happened. And if you remember Dr. Blasey Ford's testimony, she didn't remember exact dates and stuff like that. But the weird thing is that Tara Reid does, but again, the Democratic establishment is still being super quiet about it. And I just really don't like this double standard. Hey, Matt, this double standard that is present with that. So, is he just hanging out?
He said, hey, Matt. He said, hey.
Well,
Matt says hi, everyone.
awesome. Glad to hear from Matt. But another thing that I am curious.
He's just like walking away.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad.
weird.
I'm glad the pants fit him, by the way. So that was nice.
Yes.
Cool.
He liked them.
Good. But what I do want to. Okay, so aside from the Tara Reid thing, I am curious as to how potentially tone deaf the modern Democratic Party is, because as we know, they are very tone deaf. What will you do if Joe Biden picks Hillary Clinton as his running mate?
There's no way.
You don't.
There's
think
no
so?
way in hell.
You don't think so?
No.
But what if he did? Let's just play a what if scenario. What if he did?
Then he loses.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I just because last
There's
week,
no way. I didn't even ever think of that, Stephen, until you just said that. And that, like, you saying that, there's no way.
but it wouldn't surprise me.
Surely he's smart.
But how?
Surely he's smart enough.
But how many times, Lydia, with politicians on both sides, have we said surely they're smart, and then they go around and do the other thing?
No way.
I mean, I don't think it will happen. But the reason why
I would be absolutely astonished.
I would be extremely pissed off, one, if it happened, and two, I would also. I mean, I don't think I would be astonished, but I would be. I think it'd be more flabbergasted, is what I would say. But the reason why I bring it up is because the world's most boring live stream ever happened last week. I remember sending you it, and I was like, boom, eye roll, yeah. And it was, why does she think she's still relevant?
No.
And it was Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden having a town hall. And if you think Bernie and Joe Biden talking is boring, they're two old white men. This is even worse. And
It was bad.
It was super bad. And
I had to turn it off because I could not watch the whole thing.
I think I made it through like 10 minutes. And I remember Hillary saying that Joe Biden is building the same kind of coalition that she had. And really quick, Lydia, if you can remind me who won the election in 2016. I really can't remember.
Oh, it was Donald Trump.
Oh, that's right. President Trump defeated Hillary Clinton. So that coalition wasn't...
Because Hillary's coalition was so big.
Right, and her coalition was, let's just forget the Rust Belt and working class people, because that's going to work, and it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm in Joe Biden's defense, though, I will say that he is doing better about trying to win back the Rust Belt. So he at least is doing that well, and he's not forgetting about them. But on Twitter, people were tweeting hashtag I'm still with her in regards to Hillary Clinton. And there was a lot of people saying that they wanted her to be his running mate. So hopefully that does not happen. And if it does, Joe Biden will lose the election. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Easily.
I'm actually going to look up right now to see if she's even considered a potential what's it called? A potential VP nominee. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
How
right now.
Outrageous would that be? Surely his team is way smarter than that.
Oh, yeah,
Surely.
sure. Again, surely.
I'm
Okay,
just-
yes, there actually is media speculation about Hillary Clinton.
No way.
It's just speculation from only two sources, so that's at least good. But she did make it on the Wikipedia page, so that's kind of scary. But I honestly think that Hillary Clinton is not part of the dozen women, which kind of reminds me of Mitt Romney's "A binder full of women" quote, if we remember that from 2012,
Yes.
way back. So again, if Joe Biden says it, it's okay, but Mitt Romney can't. But whatever.
Mitt can't. Poor
Yeah,
Mitt.
poor Mitt. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be Kamala Harris still, but it's still a scary thought. And I mean, if we have Kim Jong Un being alive, killer Hornets, people shooting up the government potentially, I mean, what worse can happen than Hillary Clinton being a vice president? It wouldn't surprise me.
I feel like now that you just laid all of that out, I feel like that's the path we're going in. I feel like that's the point to no return is right there.
I mean, hopefully you didn't hear it here first, Team Stevia, because I mean, I want to make it very clear that I do not want this to happen, nor do I predict this happening, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. So just be prepared.
Yeah.
Just be prepared is what I'm saying.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. And yeah, so that's what I have there. But in gaming news, we actually have something really cool. And Lydia, that is that the first edition of Stevia League is done. So
yeah, it was so much fun.
that was a blast. That was way more fun than talking about Hillary Clinton for longer than we probably should have.
Yeah, we definitely went off a railroad there on the Hillary thing. So let's just talk about Stevia League for a minute.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, the Stevia Show now has Stevia League, and that is where we play online video games with each other. So basically, we run a competition on. The first one we did was Super Smash Brothers. So congratulations to Daniel Basin for winning our inaugural Stevia League competition. We are working on planning our second competition, so make sure you guys stay tuned during the coming weeks. And we do stream this on Facebook Live, so you can actually watch all of the competition happen play by play.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we did have a blast with the first round. It did come down between Daniel and Joe. Coincidentally, both of them are producers.
Our producers.
Yeah, so congratulations to Daniel for winning. I don't really think it surprised anybody, but he is the inaugural champion. But we are definitely going to continue doing this. It was such a blast, and I think we have 3 or 4 games on slate, but we just need to decide which one we're doing first. But we'll more than likely leave that to a vote, I think, is what we talked about.
Yeah, I think we'll just poll it.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, so we're looking forward to starting that second one. And then in other video game news, Xbox Series X news is coming soon. So Xbox Series X was revealed at the Game Awards late last year alongside the PlayStation 5. So Xbox tweeted last week that they will be live streaming new Xbox Series X games that are going to be coming out on May 7th via live stream again. I think it's called Inside Xbox is what they're going to be calling it.
Okay.
So I am really excited to see that because as we all know and as we've talked about on the show, that E3 is unfortunately canceled, and E3 is one of the things I look most forward to every year because it's literally every game developer in one place saying a lot of their new games coming up, and it's nice because if there's developers that I might not be too interested in, but then you have like Nintendo and Bethesda, you get to hear from everybody, so
Right.
it's really cool. So hopefully more companies start doing this where they're going to announce their products themselves. While that might not be as exciting as E3, it'd be cool to have some sort of gaming news. So that'll be cool. And then there was also a Elder Scrolls 6 leak that came out last week, but unfortunately it wasn't true. It's already been it's already been swatted down as not true, and that made me very sad because
For those of you who don't know, Steven, that's like Steven's all-time favorite game is the Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, I love the Elder Scrolls. So it'll be and the leaks were super exciting too. It was going to be in the region I wanted it in. It was all these large scale battles, and I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. But then it turned out to be fake. Kind of like there was another rumor that went around a few years ago that Bethesda was working on a Game of Thrones open world game, RPG game, and that would have been such a cool thing, but then it didn't happen.
Cool.
Yep, I mean, but would have been. So unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Another cool thing that they just announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla this week. Yeah, so that's going to be real exciting. It's Vikings, and there's supposed to be a male and female lead that you can choose from. So Logan and I were geeking out about it like all weekend long because they posted like a 3-minute video of like I assume it to be the you know how, and I don't know, have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
I played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood like way back on the Xbox 360, and I didn't really care for it. But I did play a bit of the one where you can do the I forgot the name of it. It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you're in the pirate ship, I think. Or is that
Black Flag?
Black Flag. Thank you.
Well,
I played a little bit of Black Flag.
Odyssey you can. I think at Odyssey you also can be in a pirate ship too, but Black Flag was like the first
gotcha.
pirate ship one.
Well, long story short, no, I haven't really played the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah. So they came out with like a whole 3-minute video of, I think it's going to be the intro of Assassin's Creed, because normally they have the video in the beginning of like kind of setting the scene of where they're at and stuff, and it's like Vikings and 800 BCE. It's just it's gonna be so cool.
That's cool. I mean, and even though I haven't played a lot of any of the Assassin's Creed games, I like it whenever they go back in history. So like they did one for so like Black Flag, then they did one about the American Revolution. I forgot the name of that. So I think it's pretty cool that you're able to like go back and kind of like witness history. So that's neat. It's
so cool, and it's like all of the stuff that you find throughout the game is based on true things we've found.
Oh, no way. Okay.
So it is like if you find statues and stuff, those are like real statues that humans created at one point in time. Like it's pretty cool. So I love those games because they're open world mission games too.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's rad. So do you know if it'll be out on the new series of consoles or if it's going to be on like one of the last hurrahs for the current generation?
They actually announced it for PS5.
That's
it.
I think that's it for the day. And yeah, so let me go ahead and look at something really quick, and I think we're all set. So with that, you can always find us on social media with the handle @TheStevia Show. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whichever app you listen to. If you're on YouTube, search for The Stevia Show and subscribe with the notification button.
We'd like to thank our anchor producers for their continued support. You can support us for as little as 99 cents a month and receive exclusive Discord roles and bonus episodes every month. Every month you can have a bonus episode. Did you know that, Steven?
Yeah, we also have merchandise available through our bio links. So whenever you visit us online, check out our link tree and click on merch. We ship nationwide as well. So we will ship to, what states did we mention today? We mentioned Michigan, Washington. We'll ship anywhere,
Anywhere.
So for now, for episode 77, this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And we will see you all later.
Bye.